All right. Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank you to um, be joining this webinar this evening. I am in great Arizona. It hasn't been too cold, so I've been happy. I live here because I don't love the coldness. But so wherever you are, I hope you're staying warm. And if you are watching the recording, I hope that you're still staying warm. So my name is Dr. Melody Rodarte. And I'm an internal medicine physician in the Phoenix, Arizona area. I'm double board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine, and also carry certifications in hyperbaric medicine, wound care, and medical aesthetics. A lot of fancy words to say. I love taking care of the whole patient. I've wanted to be a doctor since I was 5 years old, and I love keeping people healthy and out of the doctor's office. Have you ever heard a doctor say that? When I started back in 2005, I would tell that to my patients, and they would look at me like, I was some crazy doctor saying, "You want me to see you when when you're well?" And I would say, "Yes, because I want to know what are things in your family that we can prevent. What are things that we can do to prevent disease?" Fast forward now, 15 years later, and people are understanding that, and I love it. They want to know how to stay healthy and out of the doctor's office. And this year has thrown us all for a loop, including us in healthcare. But what I love about this year is people are understanding that it's imperative to have a healthy immune system, to take charge, and to become a host that a virus doesn't want, that a virus can't infect. And what I love is people are really getting into nutrition and how to stay healthy. And so I hope those of you who have joined us, that is your goal today, is to learn a few more things that you can add to your list, that are keeping you healthy. The mainstay: sleep, hydration, nutrition. But guess what? There are other things that we can do too. And so I'm going to share my screen because I love to talk doctor. and I want you to know why you're watching me present this, and the fact of, I want you to know the science behind this, because so many people don't understand why they do certain things. And I want you to walk away from this understanding a few pathways that you might not know about, and understanding that you can biohack your genes. What does that mean? You can take control of how your genes are expressed. And if you've never heard that, I hope you just went, "Oh my gosh, wow." Because in the past, we didn't know that. And we are in control of up to 95% of how our genes are expressed. So please take advantage of that and really let that sink in. So nutrition is important. Hippocrates was right all those years ago. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Know what they are doing. So with that, let me share my screen. We will get started. Let's see here. All right. So the products that I want to introduce to you tonight come from a company called LifeVantage. And I am incredibly happy to be on their science advisory board right now. It is an incredible company with incredible products. And they started with a single question: is declining health something we have to simply accept as part of getting older? So remember the question I was telling you about, and knowing about our genes. We do not have to accept getting older, having the diseases that run in our family. We can do something about it. And so that is that discovery. Our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. The other discovery is that we have learned how to activate those pathways. That's so incredible, you guys. And so what is this all talking about? It's activation. We can activate our bodies to slow down the aging process, to put out the fires that happen. And up until the past few years, we knew about supplementation. So I'm going to talk about the difference between activation and supplementation. You might have remembered 5 minutes ago that I told you I did wound care. We did mega doses of antioxidants back then, and we learned that you could do too much, and then it was like you could do too less. So what if we could activate so we didn't have to think about getting that right dose every single time? So what is the root of causing that aging process? It's oxidative stress. Okay. So that issue, the body is constantly bombarded by oxidative stress, and that is the onslaught of free radicals impacting cellular function. So what is the solution? Our body can make antioxidants. So these are like superoxide dismutase and glutathione. If you haven't heard about glutathione, I would highly recommend you write that down tonight and you go look it up. It's incredible. We need glutathione. It is a powerful anti-inflammatory that our body makes. It makes, you guys. And so our hurdle is, unfortunately, as we grow older, our ability to produce antioxidants decreases. And what happens then? Oxidative stress increases. When oxidative stress increases, it's affecting a cell. Guess what? Our organs and our body are made up of 1,000,000,000,000,000 cells. And so when that oxidative stress gets too high, that's when problems can occur. So what causes oxidative stress? Well, a poor diet can cause oxidative stress. Smoking, medications, pollutants, inactivity. Think of the opposite side, rigorous exercise too. So being a couch potato, as well as being, a triathlete marathon, that causes oxidative stress. We got to find the balance between the two. Alcohol, toxins, pesticides. I mean, the list goes on and on. All of those create free radicals, which leads to oxidative stress, which leads to problems with our cells. So back in 2005, ABC PrimeTime wanted to investigate, and used John Quinones to go and do an investigative report on a product that was talking about reducing oxidative stress. So you might be thinking about, why are we going to watch an ABC PrimeTime video that's 15 years old? Well, unfortunately in science, sometimes it takes that long for the good news to get out, because things that need to be looked at and reviewed. And unfortunately, it's just slow. And we're excited though, because more and more and more research has come out, and I'll share that with you in 3 minutes. So let's watch this ABC Primetime, because it's where the story started. It's what caught my attention. And so it's part of my story that I'm sharing with you tonight.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. So the result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandem is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease,
Yes,
depression.
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandem says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
So I just want to share with you that I was able to watch that ABC PrimeTime, and this was about 6 years ago now. And I thought to myself, if this is real, I am incredibly excited because I hadn't heard of something that could naturally reduce oxidative stress like that. So where did I go that day after I heard about this? I went to a place called pubmed.gov, and you can see it up there on the screen. And it's where all of us go for third-party validated journal articles. That's where all of us physicians go. And you don't have to be a physician to go to this website, but I'll tell you, sometimes you'll wish you were to read some of this. Even I have a hard time with some of these, reading through it. But I did 6 years ago. I went there and I typed in the word Protandem, and I couldn't believe that there were 16 articles for me to thumb through. I couldn't read through them fast enough because I was just amazed that it was an actual branded product that had peer-reviewed publications for me to go through. And so you're going to notice these are some of the name of the journals, and then these are some of the universities that were doing the studies. And it just really piqued my interest because never before had I been able to validate an over-the-counter, quote unquote, product or a natural product like this. And I had to learn more. So let me tell you what I learned and what I've continued to share. Protandem NRF2 is an incredible pathway that lowers oxidative stress by an average of 40% within 30 days and continued up to 70% with continued use. We are increasing the antioxidants called like superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione. There's that word again. If you didn't know how to spell it when I said it earlier, it's right there on the screen. It is supporting our body's natural ability to repair, to rejuvenate ourselves. It's supporting a natural detoxification process. And how is this happening? Because we are producing our own antioxidants that are neutralizing more than 1 million free radicals every second. And so the combination of milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric make up this product called our Protandem NRF2 Synergizer. It is the pathway that is responsible for antioxidant production. You're also going to see 2 seals of approval on there. The BSCG seal of approval is Banned Substance Control Group. That's a really difficult seal to get, and there are less than 50 items on this list. Elite athletes can take this because of that seal. And then the NSF is just a third party saying what is on the label is inside the bottle. Super important. And so remember I told you you're going to learn the difference between supplementation and activation. When you're activating the cells through NRF2 with NRF2, again, you are not neutralizing just 1 free radical at a time. You're neutralizing up to millions of free radicals. That's the biggest difference here. And so please still continue on an incredibly healthy diet because we need our fruits and our vegetables. We need those. That's supplementing. Okay. So, but keep doing that because we need good food in our body. But what if you could also take a Protandem and you could activate that NRF2 pathway? That is what I want you to get out of this slide. And this is why some people will tell me, well, I'm already taking some of these items. Can't I just add a few more? Well, it's that combination that's allowed it to have over 7 patents, both international and domestic, because of that blend that they were able to take out of each part of the herb and put them together, that it does something that cannot be done by itself. And so there's a 18 times more efficient activity when you take it as Protandim. And honestly, I'd rather take it in one pill than 5 of those pills, especially after I tell you how you can activate other pathways here. And so Washington State University, this is what they talk about when they were talking about NRF2. It may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. If you go back to 10 years ago, there's not very many articles that are written on NRF2, but there has been an exponential amount in the past 10 years, 15 years on this pathway. And a lot of us, especially with this year, are looking for NRF2 activators because of what it does in the cell. So even do that tonight. Go and Google that. So what is the second theory of aging? It's mitochondrial decline. And so the body needs constant power to run. Mitochondria are our powerhouses. Think back to junior high. I think a lot of us just drew a circle with a squiggly line and said it's our mitochondria. It makes ATP. That's energy. There's so much more that we need to do. We need to know about our mitochondria than just making energy. And unfortunately, as we get older, they are damaged. And when they are damaged, they cannot help our cell. And so we need to have what's called mitochondrial biogenesis. And when you activate the NRF1 pathway, you start to do that. And so this is our Protandim NRF1 synergizer. Again, it's a combination of herbal ingredients. So acetylcarnitine, quercetin. Have you been listening? Have you been hearing about quercetin lately? Grape seed extract, alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme CoQ10. Those are incredible, and together they are helping to increase cellular ATP. They're being able to help protect chromosomal integrity, helping sleep quality and cellular repair, and helping to support cognitive and brain health. I mean, you can see all of those benefits right there on the right-hand side. Again, you see those seals of approval there on the bottom left. And so the third theory that I'm going to tell you about, so yes, we have a 3-line Protandim right now, is NAD. Okay, so as we age, we start to have a slowing of our sirtuin function. And sirtuins are really incredible at helping us with autophagy. That is cleaning up cells that need to die, that need to be removed. We don't need cellular waste. We need a CEO of a cell telling us what to do. Those are our sirtuins. And so that pathway can be replenished when you activate the NAD pathway. So this is our third Protandim line, and it's called Protandim NAD Synergizer. There is tea cream, wasabi extract, cuprous nicotine, and olive leaf extract. And so on the right-hand side, you're going to see the benefits that are happening when you increase sirtuin activity. And so helping that longevity, mental focus and concentration. I think we've said that a few times, right? Boosting mental and physical energy, supporting the body's healthy inflammatory response. So think of it this way. You want the body to see something happening, create a natural, healthy inflammatory response, and put out the fire, then go back down to being quiescent. So the problem is when inflammation continues and grows and there's no check. There's no checks and balances. So when we activate the NAD and when we increase sirtuins, that is happening. And we want to support a healthy vascular system. That is so important as well. So the 3 of these put together, I love, you can see that they are non-GMO, no artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. These are our activators. We are activating pathways in the cell for better health. And so a lot of you are thinking, okay, so you talked about genes, now you've talked about activators. how can you give us a visual, especially if you are a visual person? So on the bottom, you're going to see certain genes that are needed for slowing down that aging process. So like antioxidant detoxification, for a healthy inflammatory response, helping our metabolic genes. I mean, you can see them. You don't need to know how to pronunciate them, but what you can see is alone, each product is causing an increase in that gene expression. But when you put them together, you're going to see even more synergistic effect. And that's why we are calling it the tri-synergizer. So this is the importance that you can see by just, yes, you're getting benefit by taking one alone, but when you put the three of them together, it's exponential. So again, I gave you maybe multiple things you've never heard of before. So this is a great summary slide. So what does protandim NRF2 do? It's reducing the oxidative stress theory of aging, okay? And that's by helping to activate the NRF2 pathway, which is a pathway responsible for antioxidant production that supports antioxidant defenses and detoxification processes. What does NRF1 synergizer do? It's helping the mitochondrial theory of aging. We need better energy support and we need chromosomal integrity. And so the NRF1 pathway is responsible for mitochondrial health and to help deliver nutrients known to support mitochondrial health. Protandim NAD synergizer is that sirtuin activity. And so we are targeting NAD and NAD-dependent pathways to activate sirtuin proteins and healthy longevity. So this is our tri-synergizer. So I want to just introduce a few other products that I can't stop talking about right now because of just think about, I talked a lot about probiotics before 2020, really talking about probiotics during 2020. Why do we need a healthy gut and a healthy microbiome? It's because our immune system starts in the gut. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but 60 to 80% of our immune system starts in our gut. And so we need to have probiotics there to help out our immune system. So what's happening in our gut? Digestion, absorption, synthesis of vitamins and nutrients, our immune system, and then brain health, neurotransmitters. And so like dopamine and serotonin. So we need to have a healthy gut, not only to help our immune system, but for all the other things that I was just mentioning. The difference between this probiotic, this is why I like to talk about it, is it has something called biohacker technology. And that is a patented system to show that more than 60% is making it through the stomach acid and into the small and large intestine where they need to work. And that is incredible because even some of the prescription probiotics that I prescribe, not even more than 4 to 6% make it through. And so I get excited. Actually, I stopped prescribing those once I learned about this technology. And because I know that it works. And I love that it has Wellmune in there. Those of you who are science-minded, go onto PubMed, type in Wellmune. There are 12 studies on there for you to read about. And so this product is incredible by helping the tight junctions. You want the junctions between the cells to be tight. You don't want things to go through the little villi that we have and into the bloodstream without our cells being in control and saying, yes, you get to pass, and no, you don't get to pass. And so that is what Wellmune is really key at doing, is helping the tight junctions, and probiotics help with everything else. We need that gut to brain access fully intact. The other product I wanted to talk about right now is our Axio. And that is because it's NRF2 activation specifically for the brain. And so many people right now are talking about brain fog, fatigue, mental fatigue as well. And so I love that I have something that I can talk about with them, that one is decaf, one is not, or one has caffeine, which is only about 100 milligrams, less than half a cup of coffee. But how about any of you guys who are drinking more coffee? What if I told you there was a product that activated that NRF2 pathway in your brain and that had activated B vitamins, quercetin, DMAE, L-theanine? All of those things help to support a positive mood, to help our brain. It's brain food, so that we have mental endurance, we have concentration, we have memory retention. that's the incredible thing about this. I actually hand this to some of my patients in the office as they are leaving when they are so fatigued. And I'm like, just tell me how you're feeling in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And because one, if they came in with a soda or an energy drink, I'm usually telling them to dump it in the garbage. I've taken it out of the hands of people because I don't want them to put anything that can hurt their body. And I love that I have something that's clean and low calorie, low carb. It's just, it doesn't even have artificial colors or sweeteners in it. So I had to just throw this out there because I will tell you, every single patient of mine right now is talking about brain fatigue, just mental fatigue from everything that's going on. And so some of you on here might be suffering from that, or you know somebody, and this is a quick, healthy way to help that brain function on day one. You don't have to worry about it kicking into work. It works on day one. And so we do have other products that we can share and talk about. We've taken that NRF2 technology and we've put it into skincare. We've put it into hair care. We've made it into a product for our four-legged friends. We have an incredible omega product, fish oils, omega, has the vitamin D in it, also important. And then we have a way to also support our probiotics with a prebiotic. And we have a weight management system. So I just want to take a second here and I want to stop the sharing, and I want to just be open and honest and kind of conclude this, because I wanted to take 30 minutes tonight to just really discuss some products that I am in love with and I love telling people about, because right now people want to know how they can help their immune function and how they can slow down the aging process and how they can naturally reduce the stress that they are having. And so I did want to spend extra time in there. And so as I was introduced to this company, I was looking at something that could, one, help us slow down just the chance of some of the diseases that were starting to pop up in our family. I thought, how can we help our genes express themselves properly? So I was so excited because I didn't know fully about activation. I knew a lot about supplementation, and I have dived deep now in the last 6 years. And I am incredibly thankful for the person who introduced me to this 6 years ago. And so I'm hoping that today, whoever invited you to watch this, that you go back to them and you say, I learned this, or I learned this, and can you get me more information? And if that's it, you learned something incredible, great. Take it, see how you can implement it into your life. But if you're someone who already is like, I want to get my hands on this, what I love is you pay the wholesale price, it ships to you for free. You get to manage how you get the product. I mean, how simple is that? And customer service is so incredible that you can chat with them by clicking on the little blue button. You can pick up a phone and call them. You can shoot them an email. And the person who invited you to watch this can definitely help get you in contact with customer service if there are any issues. And we have this thing called Friends and Family, that you can share this with your friends and family. Because I don't know about you guys, when I find something excited, I can't stop talking about it. And so I have continued to do that for the last 6 years. And I've grown this into a side gig that helped me actually retire my husband 2 years ago from 20 years of law enforcement. So there is a business opportunity here. I don't want to leave this opportunity call without telling you about that, because I want you to know that you can have a home-based business and talk about these incredible products and share them and just be able to be rewarded for that too. Who doesn't love to be able to do that? I didn't know that there could be multiple ways to have an income when I came out of medical school. And to be honest, I'm 18 years out, and I still have a ton of medical school loans that I am paying off. I love telling that to my patients. They are like, really, 18 years later? And I tell them, yeah. So I'm thankful that even 15 years ago, when I started my practice, someone told me, hey, there are ways that you can, do so that you're comfortable, so that you can continue to have more time with your patients. Because the bottom line is, I want to have the chance to see patients for free when I want to see them for free or at a discounted rate. But I also have understood that I still have to make a living too. So I have had multiple sources of income, speaking engagements and doing this type of webinar, and actively being a part of this company. And you don't have to be a doctor to do this. You just have to love helping others with the gift of health. And so if that's interesting to you and you want more information, we are more than happy to tell you how to do that as well. So wanted to keep it to 30 minutes. I wanted to really stress how important these pathways were. So I hope you learned something. And if you are like me and love to share, we can definitely talk more too. So have a great evening, stay healthy, have a body that a virus does not want to infect because it's so hard to infect, okay? And that goes for any virus or bacteria or parasite. Also be that warrior that stress doesn't create a weakened immune system. What are you doing to help reduce stress inside, and to help that mental focus? So you better be sleeping, eating right, keeping hydrated, and I could go on and on, but these are key parts that you can do to activate your health. So have a great night, and I hope to see you later. Bye-bye.